Moore, speaking of breaking my heart, explain to me, because you played in Hollywood, explain to me the concept, because I'm not the smartest guy in the world. Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's been in office 100 days or whatever, we all know his background, very successful,
brilliant,
very, very successful actor and a very smart businessman. How he is even being mentioned, obviously they've got to do an amendment to the Constitution.
I'd vote for him right now.
Would you vote for him?
I would vote for him right now.
Okay, help me out, sir, with that.
I've known him a long time.
Okay,
I think he's a brilliant man on and off the camera.
Okay.
And he's the hardest working man, the most focused guy I've ever seen.
But tell me why he's qualified to be president of the United States. That being said, yeah,
he knows more about our country, having come to this country as an Austrian, than a lot of people who have never been to our Statue of Liberty and had to do.
I'm not even talking about the foreign
stuff. Okay, now forget the history concept of what it is. He understands what it is to come from nothing, and he knows very well what it is to have everything.
Okay.
Not just a blue blood from a place that's out of touch.
Sure.
He came and worked as a construction worker in this country, you know, in Santa Monica.
Okay.
I think he has a very well-rounded background.
I'm not saying he's not a brilliant man. I'm not saying he's not a rags to riches story. I'm not saying all that stuff that is the reason he's worth $700 million. And I guess that's my point.
And he's celebrity.
Well, I guess that's my point. He has skills, those skills, but just as far as leading a country, sitting down with foreign diplomats, sitting down.
I've been in the room with him, boy. Talk about people that light up a room when he walks in.
No, he has the charisma. I guess that's my point.
I think world leaders are going to come to see him in the same way. It's an outlandish statement to make. So consider the world we live in.
So we're going to have Putin going, you know what? I don't really necessarily really sit down with those U.S. guys, but I really like Schwarzenegger and Terminator, so maybe I'll go.
That is not the most outlandish statement ever said, Don. Consider it.
Okay, so then
George
go ahead.
Bush, the president, W. Bush.
Sad as that is.
I won't ever knock the office of the president out of respect for the office of the president. And the point is there was notoriety. You knew the name before you walked out onto the podium. Well, I think Al Gore is one of the smartest men I've ever met.
Right. No charisma. Okay, then that being said, Michael Moore, who I don't necessarily agree with on a lot of things, but he said one brilliant thing. He says, why don't we run Tom Hanks? One of the Democrats goes, who's not going to vote for Tom Hanks? There you go. I mean, that's it. Once again, smart guy, comes from nothing, likable. Once again, what world leader is not going to want to sit down with Tom Hanks? So is this where we're headed then?
It's not the most outlandish thing you've ever heard. Ronald Reagan got elected, you know, so Arnold being elected is not an outlandish statement.
I thought you were going to, I was hanging up that hanging curve. I thought you were going to jump all over it.
No.
So it's interesting.
No, you consider the situations we live in. Reality television is the crux of our entertainment at night. I mean, radio's giving you 20 songs to listen to. The world is changing dramatically. It's becoming more narrow-minded every day. Yeah. And somebody like that who has star power and knowledge and experience.
Okay, I'm back to it.
Foe.
You and I are drafting the Democratic platform. We're choosing the candidate right now today. Who's the Democratic candidate you choose for 08?
I don't have one. I mean, Hillary is fallible as much as I adore her. Al, I would love to see take a second chance. I'd support it in a minute. Barack Obama is obviously the young kid that's coming up and playing to the minorities. Yeah. He's very well spoken. He's going to have a story to tell.
But it's interesting, as you're drifting through and they're not there, what the Republicans have been bringing. They have rock stars. They have Giuliani. Yeah. They have Schwarzenegger. These guys, and I guess the Democrats have got to understand once and for all, this is the game we're in now. And so
President Clinton is our rock star.
He is our rock star. But last time I looked, I don't think he can run for president again, can he?
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate.
Okay, stick around. We got one more segment with John Bon Jovi. Keep it right here. Back with John Bon Jovi, businessman, rock star, and all-around good guy. Last segment, I want to talk to you about John Bon Jovi, the dad. You have 4 kids. You have a daughter who's about to, go into adolescence, and we talk a lot on the show about this new thing with young women today of Paris Hilton being the ideal and the slutty look being in, and you watch MTV, and it's just, and I don't think it's just that we're getting older. There's this new level of just, you can't go too low as far as a girl. I don't mean doing things, but the look and whatnot. So how do you as a dad kind of get your arms around that?
Well, every day's a lesson, and my children didn't come with a manual. No, we're learning as we go. But I think my wife said the best thing, pick your fights. Because a simple thing like some clothes now is not the fight I really need to pick. She's only 11, almost 12.
Okay, so she's walking out.
Let's wait till she's 18, and then I might have, a valued opinion.
I have a feeling you might jump in at 14. Just a wild guess.
I used to jokingly say I pity the fool that comes in my driveway because of me.
Right.
Now I pity him because of her. Right. You know, she's going to be tough. But that said, I mean, you know what? Honestly, I hope that if you have a relationship, as my wife especially does with her, because my wife is very zen-like, she'll be able to talk to them.
Yeah.
You know, that's the goal. That's certainly the goal. I hope we achieve it. You know, every parent is fallible.
What's also a tough road for your daughter, and I think any daughter of a very powerful or famous father who takes up a lot of space. I mean, whatever guy is going to walk into your daughter's life when she's older is like stepping into your shoes, and those are big shoes. I don't care if you're a very wealthy man. That's tough for a guy because no matter how he slices it, the big part of his identity, unless he's a rock star in his own right, is, wow, he married John Bon Jovi's daughter, and that's going to be tough, and that's tough for your daughter also.
Sure. It's going to be tough. It was tough on my brothers being brothers.
Yeah.
My youngest brother's 13 years younger. He looked at me like he was almost a dad figure, even though we're very close with my dad.
Yeah.
My middle brother's 4 years difference, almost 5. He had his jaw broken once in high school just for being my brother. He got sucker punched. So living in that family shadow, if your name is Dylan or Springsteen or Houston, you know, Bon Jovi, it's not always the easiest thing in the world. I'm not complaining, mind you, but it is what it is.
Right. How about your wife? It's funny. Now that I'm doing this little TV show, every once in a while people come up and say, "Hey, Donnie, love your show." And my wife, who's really grounded, got a great head on her shoulders, she's always looking at me like, "Don't even think that you're important or whatnot." So, and I think she thinks it's her job to just make sure my head never gets. So you magnify it with you 1,000 times. Does your wife laugh when people, "Oh man, John Bon Jovi," and she knows you're this guy who's got toenails? And
forget about it. You know, I mean, she always says that, you know, she has to tolerate women crawling over her to get over to where the band are, and they're, you know, she's Anne Friend, you know, in the photo caption. You know, that'll be a discussion amongst a lot of wives that you know that I know that'll go somewhere without the spouse and then be like, "I just got completely dissed in the room tonight because he isn't here tonight." And you know what? and you know, you hear those stories when you go home and you go, "Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about." But fortunately, she's because she's this 4th degree black belt, has a karate school, a dojo, and she's very zen. Like
Wait, 4th degree black belt? You just explained it then. Because basically, no,
it's not even a physical thing. She's always just been very spiritual and zen-like, and this whole thing, because she was there from the beginning. Now, the ups, the downs, and the ups again, that makes for a balanced relationship. I didn't marry into some, you know, corporate endeavor.
I hear you. You've been married 20 plus years?
15.
15
We've been
years?
together 25.
Okay, to our big idea viewers out there who either are thinking about getting married or on their 15th year of marriage, what's the secret keeping it together in 15 years?
Lots of nannies.
Okay, to Keith, who's operating the jib, who can only afford maybe $190.
You know, the mother-in-law. That's all. You gotta have time. You gotta have time. I mean, you gotta have time alone. It's hard, man. You know, you must know this. You're a married guy. It's very difficult to find time for each other. So every once in a while, you gotta put your feet down and say, "Yo, what about me?" Because I'm lower than the dog in my house.
That's every guy says the same thing with the kids. It's amazing, and that's
4 kids and the dog are above.
That's it. In my house, I have 2 dogs. I'm not even in the same breath with them. Basically, it's just it's amazing, and that's an issue for a lot of guys, and that's what breaks up most marriages because all of a sudden, wait a second, you're a guest in your own house.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Yet on the other hand, you want your wife to be the mother of your kids is the main thing. So there's this kind of conundrum.
Because I could never do that job.
It's a much harder job.
Oh yes.
In my company, but most of my senior executives are women, and when they come, and they're great moms also. Yet coming to work for them, they say is a vacation. Easier working in a corporation versus.
That's why your company's so successful. You have women running.
I've talked about that. I've said this many times.
I underline that.
I can't. You're the first guy that's really gotten that.
No question.
I say that all the time. I say, give me a man and a woman of the same.
Always take the woman.
Now tell me why. I've given speeches about this.
From my mother to my assistant to my wife to my daughter, every one of them is always more logical in their decision making than any guy I've ever been around.
And they're more collaborative. If you watch a Saturday morning TV commercial, if you watch girls playing in a game,
they see something different than you do.
Yeah, but they play together nice, and a boy is always, "I won," and it's fascinating. Literally, that is probably one of the great keys to my personal success is that I surrounded myself with brilliant women.
I've known that my whole life. Absolutely.
I knew you and I had a lot in common. I mean, you know, rock. You know, we both were great musicians. John Bon Jovi, man, it's been
Donnie,
a pleasure.
thanks.
Really appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
And by the way, I just
too.
want to tell our audience, this guy is sick as a dog. Flew. His kids got him sick, and he still came out to his studio. So that's all you need to know about this guy. Appreciate it. We got more. Don't go anywhere. Next up on A Big Conversation, we're going to take apart this year's Super Bowl ads with the people who actually write them and direct them. Keep it here right on The Big Idea.
Steady now. We're